United Way has been working to connect people to Helene victims. One of the biggest ways the state's helped people find loved ones is through 211. That's a number you can call to get assistance with locating loved ones and to find out where you can get help. United Way of North Carolina helps operate the call centers. David Mercado is the Senior Director of Operations, and NC211 CEO Brittany Pruitt-Fletcher is here with us as well. They join us to talk about success stories and what their team has been doing to help get people connected to loved ones and resources. So thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And they are also taking your questions. You can text them to 336-379-5775. That number will be at the bottom of your screen throughout the newscast. Let's go ahead and get started. Can you all talk about what 211's efforts have looked like in connecting people in Western North Carolina?
So our efforts have been, it's been amazing, nothing short of amazing. Obviously, a little bit about 211. We're an information and referral service that offers resources and helps people get connected through the whole state. So when the hurricane hit, people were looking for their loved ones. So it actually got to the point where people were just calling in frantic. And it was just not even just people from the Carolinas, but it's people all over the world. We had people calling from Japan, people calling from Germany. Hey, listen, I'm looking for my mom. I'm looking for my father. I want to get connected. So it was pivotal for us to be able to take some information and explain the difference of what it was to be missing compared to what it was to have a welfare check, and then what it was to do a rescue. Because when people are like, well, my family is missing, we would have to explain to them the difference, saying you haven't spoken to them. So let's set up a welfare check. We partnered with the department, with the EOC, of Department of Emergency Management, and also with Homeland Security to try to get those out in the field as quick as possible so we can reunite people with their families.
Yeah. Can you break down a little bit about the process and how it works?
Well, yeah, so what would happen is, the caller would call in, saying, hey, I would like to put a welfare check in. And we would take some, basic demographics of the person calling so that we can reunite them with their families once we would be able to pass that information on. And then we would take the demographics of where the family member would have last been known to be, like if they were at their home or staying with somebody. Some people were traveling just to Asheville. So we would take that information down with the addresses, and we would pass that on to emergency management. And we would give an expectation of anywhere between, 48 to 72 hours, so that it gave them the opportunity to go out there and send clusters to see how people were doing and then do welfare checks. They were using local governments in the area, and the local law enforcement were able to help out as well. And once they were reunited, then at that point they would get contacted. Sometimes we would tell them also, if they contact you prior, give us a call back so we can take you off the list. So it's been amazing. We've had phenomenal success stories, just people calling in saying, thank you so much. You gave us hope. You gave us an opportunity. You were the light in our lives during this storm. I wasn't able to see my family and hear from them. Just having your contact center person just tell me it's okay. You're going to be able to see them again. It made me feel good. So those are the stories that we're getting that are just flat out amazing.
I'm sure. And roughly, how many folks have you guys been able to help?
So we have recently in the welfare area, I think we get close to like about a little bit over 15,000 welfare checks that were submitted. So that was the amount of people that we were able to help along the lines of getting welfare checks completed.
Wow. And 211 helped reunite someone in Western North Carolina with a loved one in Japan. And you just kind of mentioned that. Can you share with us how your team helped find that person?
Yeah, so the gentleman called up from Japan just looking for his grandmother. He was relocated and stationed in Japan. And he was frantic like everybody else, saying, hey, I'm across the country and I just need to find my grandma. There's, how can I get this done? And I told him, I said, give me your information and let me see how we can figure this out. And we ended up finding out that his grandmother ended up going to one of the shelters that was provided. So she was able to reunify with her grandson and have that conversation together.
That just warms your heart. And Brittany, let's explain that the NC211 Disaster Fund and how that works.
Absolutely. So United Way of North Carolina opened up the UW Helps NC Fund to support response and recovery efforts related to Hurricane Helene. And donations to the fund will allow our local United Ways that are in these communities to immediately respond to the request, and then also, as time progresses, just be there in the coming weeks as needs arise. Donors can also give to 211 and just help support the efforts that our team is doing here from our call center in helping reunite folks, and then also helping just provide resources to the individuals in the impacted communities. So where can they find food? Where can they find shelter? Where can they find water? All of those vital things that folks are looking for now that they can get connected. They can call 211 to find those things, and the fund will allow folks to designate their donations to 211.
Wow. And what do some of those numbers look like?
So I will say online, folks, that is a lot of individuals from across the world giving to the online fund, and we've raised over $1 million online.
Wow.
And like I said, those are $5 gifts, those are $10 gifts, those maybe $100 gifts. It is just really the power of United Way is bringing together communities, and folks giving what they can afford to give, and that adding up to this, over $1 million number. We've also had tremendous support from businesses and corporations. That is also over it's about 1.6 million that we've seen from businesses and corporations. So total, we're about $2.6 million raised for the UW Helps NC Fund.
Wow, okay, that's so amazing. And 211 is also used outside of disasters like Helene. When can people call the number?
So people can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So they can call for any kind of resource. So let's say you're looking for energy help, you're looking to help with your electric bill, you're looking for help with rental assistance, you're looking for just basic needs, food pantries in your area. You can call, and any of our specialists are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
All right, and just my last question here, does 211's online search tool provide the same information as 211?
It does.
Okay.
So our search tool is actually connected to our database. So everything that our people our customer service reps are giving them over the phone will be exactly what they can get online as well. So if they go online, they'll see exactly what we're seeing.
All right, is there anything else you guys would like to add here?
No, we just appreciate the outpour of love and support that we've seen from across the country. It certainly underlines and underscores the power of community and folks coming together, and we know that is the way that we will rebuild hope in our Western communities.
Yeah. And I too just want to say thank y'all for everything that you guys have done. It's incredible to hear about just the success stories, and I know it can feel rewarding for you guys when you are able to make that connection.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Absolutely. It makes it all worth it.
Yeah. Well, if you missed this entire conversation, remember you can find it on our website, WFMYnews2.com.